Excuse me. All right, all right, all right. Let me fix my shirt for a split second. And then we will get away. Hey, excuse me, Chris Jenkins with Charlotte Vibe coming to you live for the very, very first time this 2019 NFL season. And the schedule has now been released. So we're going to talk about the schedule, do some Q&A with that, if you will. But before I get into talking about the schedule, I want to say, as always, I hope to have a lot of fun with you all this season and be as interactive as ever, taking questions. So always, always leave your comments and do me a favor, help me spread the word. I want to grow, of course. The more people I have watching, the more players I can have on to do cool things. So be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have never subscribed. Be sure to tell a friend about the channel if you have never done so. And during the off season, I met a lot of people, spoke to me while we're out and about. So if you do ever see me out and about, please say hello. Let's take a picture. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the Carolina Panthers and their upcoming 2019 schedule. But first, let me share this on Twitter really quickly. And then I want to hear from you guys, all right? Talk to me. It's been about 15 minutes talking. Why not, right? Just a second. I'm almost done putting this out there on Twitter. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about this Carolina Panthers schedule. Lots of little trinkets to talk about. First thing I want to talk about, remember when we were winning back to back NFC South championships and things were rolling pretty good? Coach Ron Rivera at the beginning of the season be like, man, those scheduling monkeys haven't gave us a home game. I don't like that we're opening up on the road. So let me run through the schedule. Not only are the Carolina Panthers opening up their home schedule, I can't even talk. Not only are the Carolina Panthers opening up the season at home, they're having back-to-back home games this season, opening up against the Los Angeles Rams home opener. Not the easiest of home openers, but nevertheless, they're having one. And then the second week is our one and only primetime game against Tampa Bay Buccaneers on a Thursday night here in Charlotte at Bank of America Stadium. So I'm just going to run through these real quick and then shoot me your questions. What do you got? What are you thinking? What do you like? What do you don't like? After that, we got 2 games on the road against the Cardinals and the Texans. So this year, okay, we travel a lot. A lot. As a matter of fact, so last season we traveled the least in ages. Our longest game last year, longest road trip, was when we played the New Orleans Saints. This year, and last year, the LA Stadium. Last year, 4,066 miles. 4,000, so basically 4,000 miles traveled last year, Carolina Panthers. This season, coming up, 12,000 miles. So we're traveling 3 times as many miles. And one of the toughest parts of that, there's a little bit of a break to it, but one of the toughest parts is in week 6, we travel to London to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hold on, I think I got that completely incorrect. So, in week, sorry guys. Still getting into the saddle. In week 6, we travel to London to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I said Jacksonville Jaguars because they've played a number of games overseas in London. And so right after flying to London, across the pond, I believe is what they say, we get a bye week, thankfully, and then we fly to the West Coast to play a game against the San Francisco 49ers. What I do like about this schedule, it's kind of like every other week, home, away, which I like. You know, sometimes as a reporter is a little bit taxing to be like week after week you're on the road, or you have 3 games home, then you have all these away games. So I personally like the every other game being on the home and away, and that's on the second half of the season. Primetime games, only the Thursday night game. I don't know if you guys, I think now people are getting more used to the Thursday night games being considered a primetime game. I know for me at first I hated it, and I rarely watch a Thursday night game unless it's the Carolina Panthers. I don't know if you guys do. Leave a comment below if you watch Thursday night games, but that is our primetime game. The rest are all 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock games because they're on the West Coast. Actually, technically, no, we don't. Second half of the season, we don't have any 4 o'clock games. We only have 2 4 o'clock games against the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. So there you have it. Meanwhile, I'm going to give you all a little bit of time to think of any questions that you may have or may not, that you may have. We're not going to say may not have. Let's see, we have the back-to-back home games. Some away games that I'm looking forward to. Green Bay Packers. Never been to Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is still a heck of a quarterback that I would love to see. I have seen him before here in Charlotte, but I'd love to see him in Green Bay. And plus they got that new, I'm not sure if it's going to be finished yet, but I think it's called Tinseltown that they have there. So the challenge right now, and feel free to leave some comments below, some travel tips. It looks like I'm going to have to fly to Green Bay on Saturday and not leave until Monday, which means I'm going to have to spend 2 nights in Green Bay. There's not a lot of flights out of Green Bay. There's no direct flights to Green Bay. So if you have a travel tip for me and minimizing my time, which helps me cut back my costs to travel to Green Bay, let me know. But that's a game that I'm certainly looking forward to going to and seeing. Outside of that, nothing really stands out to me. I do like that we finish. We open the season at home. We finish at home against the New Orleans Saints. So in the event that we are in a tight NFC South race, and we only play 1 NFC South game in the first half of the season, and then we play a bunch more in the second half of the season. So we end the season with New Orleans Saints Sunday, December 29th at 1 o'clock. I think I missed some comments there. So what's up? It's only right 24. Have you had the chance to drop by and see the team? Well, the team hasn't been open to the media yet, so I have not. We got to be at the stadium. Today didn't see any players. Sometimes we'll see some players walking in or out. Didn't see any today. Next week, there's a slight chance that you might see a player coming in, but the draft doesn't start until late, so I wouldn't say so. We're really not going to get a chance to see the players until 8 OTAs, which will be sometime after the draft. Will be our first chance to see some of the guys. And then when we do, it's just going to be a bunch of, the new guys. We won't see the veterans yet. Carolina Panthers, Super Bowl 54, says Ernest Capu. I like that. That wouldn't be a bad thing. I would like to see that. David Miller says this is our year to win Super Bowl 54 next year. Schedule-wise, I haven't had a chance to really digest how tough this schedule may be with some of the opponents. You got the LA Rams, which are tough. Houston Texans are rising up, even though that's Atlanta Falcons motto, right? Rise up. I feel like anytime you got a great quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, you always have to respect the game against the Green Bay Packers. And then you had an NFC South, which, lately has not been the easy. All right, so I am not at all sure what just happened, but if you're still watching, thank you for watching. If you're watching the recorded version, that blip was not a second to you. That is all I have. So before I close out, or I'm going to close out now, but as I'm closing out, if you have a question, please type the comment and I'll address it before getting off here. But I'm excited about covering the season. I'm excited about doing some new things. I'm not sure what all I'm going to do differently. So I am going to lean on you all for some ideas for things that you want to see. some new content, just whatever ideas that you can have for me. I am open to hearing and entertaining. I do, as always, my bread and butter, one-on-one interviews with the players. So I will definitely have that. I always try to get the rookies in, and then I try to spread that out with some veterans throughout the season. So that'll again be my goal this year. I always try to get a draft pick before the season starts, but that's hard to do. But I'm going to try once again to do that. But more than likely it'll be once the season starts, I'll get a chance to talk to these guys in the locker room and get them in here. Hey, I got something good for you guys coming next week. I got an interview with DJ Moore. It's a little old at this point, but I decided to hold on to it until the draft instead of just releasing it just in the middle of the off season. I think it'd be cool to do that video with DJ Moore right before the draft. And so subscribe if you have not subscribed so you can see that video when it comes out. Thank you for the kudos, Black Panther. Appreciate it. Hey, tell somebody about me, man. Like, seriously. I want to get to 10,000 subscribers this season. You guys are going to hear me asking you to do a lot of sharing and interacting and supporting me, but you will get it back in full return on my effort to entertain and get you the information that you want. But trust me, the more subscribers that I have, the more views that I have, these players, when I'm asking them to come on the show, they check out to see how many people are watching and see what you guys are talking about. So if you are there and supporting, they will come even more. Why are you always lying? That's an interesting name. No, I do not have a mock draft. If you are new to watching, I don't do predictions much. I like to just tell the facts. And certainly if you guys have questions about things, I entertain it. But I like to talk, I like to do facts. And I like to go straight to the source, which is the player, and ask questions instead of speculating a lot. There's a lot of people that do a very, very good job of that and deep analysis of that. I'm just not one of them, so I let those people do it. Tiffany with the OK, appreciate you tuning in as always. So hey, I'm getting out of here. Leave those comments, subscribe to the YouTube channel, check me out on Instagram, as well as Facebook. We have the Facebook page and of course the website. Any comment is appreciated. I will spend my time making sure I respond to them as much as possible. I can't say them all because I know I'm gonna mess up, but as many as I can. Everyone have a good one, and we'll see you next week as the Carolina Panthers do that.